The illusion of control. Why Stoics let go to gain power. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Epictetus. A world obsessed with outcomes. We live in a world driven by metrics, rewards, and external validation, likes, promotions, followers, market shares, reputation, awards, virality. The more we chase, the more we fear, the more we fear, the more we control, and the more we try to control what isn't ours to own, the more we suffer. Epictetus' insight is not just timeless, it's urgent. In an era where everything outside us screams for attention, the only path to peace is to return inward. This is a philosophical deep dive into the illusion of control, and a modern Stoic's roadmap for reclaiming power by letting go. Chapter 1. The Tyranny of Outcomes. What happens when we obsess over outcomes we can't control? We sacrifice our peace for perfection. We measure our worth by applause. We chase validation instead of truth. The modern world conditions us to believe that results determine value. But the Stoics knew, outcomes are external, virtue is internal. The moment you define success by things outside your will, promotions, praise, profits, you give your soul to strangers. Real freedom begins when you reclaim the power to define success by effort, integrity, and clarity. Chapter 2. The Anxiety Economy. Anxiety is not just a feeling, it's a business model. News headlines, market fluctuations, social media trends. Each system thrives by hijacking your attention and keeping you afraid of losing something you never controlled in the first place. The more you value opinions, likes, timing, performance, the more anxious you become. The Stoics weren't indifferent, they were discerning. They knew how to care deeply while remaining unmoved by externals. Let the world spin, but let your mind stay still. Chapter 3. Control. An inside job. You can't control the weather, but you can choose your clothing. You can't control their mood, but you can choose your tone. You can't control the outcome, but you can choose your effort. The Stoic shift is subtle but seismic. Stop asking, will this work? And start asking, am I acting with excellence? When you act with virtue, clarity, courage, justice, and self-control, you never lose. Because the win is in the will, not the result. Chapter 4. Status, approval, and the myth of control. Many people spend their lives chasing a reputation they cannot keep. They modify their voice to please others. They hide their values to gain favor. They dress, speak, and act according to a script that was written by fear. Epictetus said, if you want to be loved, love virtue. Status is unstable. Approval is unpredictable, but character, that is yours to cultivate, regardless of who sees it. The wise play the long game, to become, not to impress. Chapter 5. The False Freedom of Control Freaks. Ironically, the more we try to control everything, the less control we actually have. We schedule every second, we rehearse every conversation, we obsess over every detail, and in doing so, we become slaves to our own illusions. Freedom doesn't come from grip, it comes from grace. The Stoics practice strategic detachment, doing their best, then releasing the rest. You are not in control of everything, but you are always in control of your response. And that's where real power lives. Chapter 6. Letting go without giving up. To let go is not to quit. It is to discern where your effort ends and fate begins. Letting go doesn't mean not caring. It means caring wisely. It means showing up fully, then accepting whatever comes. It means fighting hard, then surrendering with dignity. This is the paradox of power. The tighter you cling, the weaker you become. But the more you release, the more influence you actually gain. Chapter 7. Training the will. Like a warrior. The Stoics didn't preach passivity. They trained like warriors, not of the body, but of the mind. They rehearsed loss. They visualized obstacles. They welcomed hardship, not because they enjoyed pain, but because they wanted to own their response to anything life delivered. When you strengthen your will, the world loses its grip on you. This is inner sovereignty, and no one can give it to you or take it away. Chapter 8. Modern Traps of External Obsession. Today's world glorifies everything the Stoics warned against. We reward performance over principle, we value attention over authenticity, we choose image over integrity, and then we wonder why we feel empty. When you chase what you can't control, you lose what you can. The Stoic doesn't escape the world, they engage it with clear boundaries. They touch the world without being consumed by it. Chapter 9. The Power of Indifference. Indifference, for the Stoic, is not cold apathy. It's spiritual discipline. It means choosing not to be moved by things that don't define you. It means protecting your peace like a priceless treasure. A compliment, smile, then let it go. A criticism, reflect, then release. A windfall, enjoy, but don't depend on it. Indifference is choosing what deserves your energy and refusing to feed distractions. Chapter 10. The Final Surrender. Eventually, we realize control was never the goal. Mastery of the self was. The Stoics knew that life is unpredictable, death is inevitable, and people are unreliable. And still they stood firm, because they anchored themselves to what no storm could move, their values, their actions. Their perspective. When you stop clinging to what's outside, you begin to build a life rooted inside. That is the final surrender, not to weakness, but to wisdom.